Jesus, he calls, I forget which two disciples it is now, but he talks about them as sons of thunder, because he wanted to call down lightning on a village that rejected them. And I think that's just a fascinating little detail there, that two disciples who are kind of caught up with the whole kind of, well, they rejected us, and Jesus calls them sons of thunder. I think there's a bit of humour there, don't you? And I think in here there's something. I think there was a connection between Jesus and this woman. It's a little bit of speculation because it doesn't say it here, but I'm reading it this way. I think there was a connection between Jesus and this woman, which is profound. And it's kind of like she caught that which was in his eye when she responded like this. She caught it, and she kept going, and she kept going, and she kept going. So I'm asking the same question of ourselves. How well do we know him? How well do we know Jesus? Do we relate to him comfortably? Or do we relate to him uncomfortably? If we were in direct conversation with him, would we resort to formality and propriety and a great deference only? I'm not saying somebody's going to come up to me after the end of the sermon, I know, and say, but he is holy, and I know he's holy. Or can we relate to him comfortably? Can we relate to him as the disciples did? Can we relate to him as a person, as a friend amongst us, with whom we truly relate? When I became a Christian, it's not so long ago now, when I became a Christian, my prayer was, God, if you're there, I want to know you. And I don't want to kid myself that I know you. And actually, that's still my prayer. And every day, I pray, God, actually, I do know you, but I want to know you better. I want to know you better. And I guess that's your prayer as well, to know him, to know what he's really like, and to know his presence in our lives, and to relate to him comfortably. If we have relationship with each other, across friendships or within a fellowship, if we relate to each other, how much more important is it that we relate and have fellowship with Jesus Christ and know him? This is my challenge. This is where I'm at as a person. This is where I'm at as a Christian. And I guess you as well. We want to know him. Let's just go back to this woman. First of all, it's important to say that although it looks like unanswered prayer, stony silence, nothing was going on, the end of the story, what happened? She got her miracle. Her daughter was saved. And just if nothing else from this morning, we've all got situations in our lives, haven't we? We've all got some area of life which concerns us or bothers us. Some of those situations are desperate. Some of those situations are just there. They're not desperate, but they're always there. And is it possible for us to bring those to Jesus in the way that this woman brought this family situation? Her daughter was just going crazy, doing weird things, demon possession. And Jesus healed her, set her free from that. So if nothing else from this story, get encouragement that Jesus is powerful to answer prayer. But I want to go into this kind of moment of silence when Jesus didn't answer her anything. What was going on in her head there? What would have been going on in your head when you summon your courage and you ask this question, please heal my daughter, and there's nothing? What goes on in your head? Well, I'll tell you what goes on in my head. When I get a silence, as it were, over something I'm praying about, this is the temptation, but what I get in my head is that actually God's not interested in this. He's not interested in this issue. He's not doing anything. Sometimes I think he's too busy. He's busy on the other side of the universe creating a new galaxy. There's something else going on, but this is too, he's too busy to be concerned about my detail. Sometimes it's possible to think we're not important enough. I know a lady in Beverley where we lived who could not pray about anything for herself. She could only pray for others because she didn't think that God was interested in her. And have you got that little kind of wisp in your brain that goes through, actually, I'm not important enough for him to be interested in me? Another thing is that God doesn't do miracles anymore. You know, the age of miracles has passed. That was way back. He doesn't do miracles now. He doesn't do it in this society. He does it in Africa, he does it in South America, but he doesn't do it here. No miracles today. In fact, the Museum of Modern Art in Edinburgh, where I went, can't believe I'm saying this actually, I am Mr. Philistine. I don't go to art museums. But we went there a couple of weeks ago when David, our son, was up. And there's a big lighting display, and I think it says something like, there are no miracles, there'll be no miracles here. I don't know what, that's art, okay. But, you know, maybe we think that, there's no miracles, God doesn't do miracles anymore. Maybe we think that. Or we just think normal life rules, you know, life just trundles on, it's the normality, there's no intervention. Well, I wonder if you have some of those thoughts that go through your mind when we're in this place of silence. We've asked and nothing has been answered. But I want to say that all of those thoughts, they're just from the kind of root of unbelief. And they're not to do with faith. And I want to say, they're not to do with what is in Jesus' heart. So there's this woman. She's asked, and no answer is being given. But I want to suggest to you that she went beyond that tendency just to shrink away, but she stayed there and she thought, no, I'm going to press on here, because I do believe that in Jesus' heart there is a desire to meet this